eyes. But that's why the Lord say, he that had ears to hear, let him hear it. It's only for the elect, like the elders getting into, man. I'll finish it out. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 21. For the prophecy came not of old time by the will of men, but holy men of Yahweh spake as they was moved by the Holy Spirit.
The holy men of Yahweh Shah spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit, man. So basically what? The Holy Spirit was supping with our forefathers, man.
Yep.
All right? The Spirit of the Lord was dwelling with them, which enabled them to have the understanding and the secrets, man, and the mystery.
Yep.
See that?
I got one more for you. Hey, 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 9. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Lord, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. For he that is called a prophet was before time called a seer. Exactly right. And the prophets are seers, man. Like Apostle Gabar always get into. You have to be visionaries, man. And to be visionaries, when you read the scriptures, you got to actually see these things taking place. What you see what the men of the Lord doing today, man.
Right, right.
When we read these articles and we hear about what's going on with Russia and Africa, when we hear the rise of the fourth industrial age, lining up with the MOTB, Revelation 13, 16, that's us being visionaries, man. Right, we can see it. Right. We can see the people going down to Egypt, going to get the charagma, the various scenarios this devil has set up, man.
Right, so like the scripture say, when there's no vision, the people perish.
That's right.
So the prophets wouldn't have to be here to give you the correct way.
Yep.
Isaiah the 30th chapter. Yep. This is the way, walk ye in it. Yep. So of course the prophets are back here on the earth, man. Yep. So that dude, keep slipping his name, man. He's unimportant. But he don't know what the hell he's talking about, man. And he's a false prophet, ultimately, man.
Yep.
You see that?
Yep. They said that the false prophet, they divinations, and they visions fell.
Right, right. And the Lord said we're in a time where, look, it's not going to be any more flattering words and lying divination, man. And see, that's what's going on in the black Christian church. Nothing but flattery, nothing but lies, man.
Deception.
False prophecies, man. We're here to tell you ain't no goddamn prosperity coming, you know? Only destruction. Okay? The Lord is about to bring a crash in his money system. All right, you already got famine plaguing throughout the land. The supply chain shortages, hyperinflation. All right, civil unrest. Hey, Mark the 3rd chapter, 25th verse. A kingdom divided within itself cannot stand. All these things are playing out.
Hey, that shit was heavy. I don't know if brother seen what happened in downtown New York the other day with that little influencer YouTube. With that little nigga, he caused uproars and chaos in that city.
What's that?
Yeah, it was people throwing, busting in windows, breaking in cars and shit, man. Jumping on people's cars. That's just an example for what's to come, man. The Lord is already showing you the uproars of the people, man. He can get it. He can turn it on just like that, man, and have this shit going crazy out here.
I want more for real shit.
Yep.
Isaiah 14.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 14. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Yeah, the Israelite foreigners, which are being joined back to the doctrine now, right? Through their belief. You got brothers all around the world that are subscribing to the one true doctrine, man. You know, waking up. That's all tying into the awakening that's playing out throughout the earth. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives. Who captives they were.
Right, so this hasn't happened yet. This is another prophecy that hasn't been fulfilled yet. Right? We're going to take the nations captive. They're going to be our slaves, our servants and handmaids. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Yeah, and they shall rule over their oppressors, man. Who's the oppressor today? Esau, Edom. And the nations, man. But Esau is the one that's spearheading this thing, man. When you read Psalms 83. Okay? All the nations colluded with Esau to destroy to cut off the nation of Israel from being a nation, man. So all these nations are going to pay. Give me Jeremiah 30 and 16.
Jeremiah.
Whether you agree with it or not, man, we going about what the scriptures say, man. These nations are going to go into hardcore captivity. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
All they that devour thee shall be devoured. Go ahead.
And all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
All thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
Yep.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Right, so that's the balance of our power we serve, man. Yep. We caught hell, we went into hardcore slavery under the nations. Yep. So in return, the table's going to be flipped.
Yep. Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled.
Yep.
And that dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
That's right.
When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Right. So that's the balance, man. Right? Esau, that's the big payback.
Right.
You know?
Hey, man, we trying to survive, man. We ain't doing that to these other nations yet. These other nations are pretty much seeking our destruction, man. That's why, hey, Psalms 83 lets you know that all these nations are in cahoots to destroy us. So when the Most High turns the tables, like, all you heathen are going to be found guilty. Because none of you, like we was going into earlier with the other brothers, all right, you are the dogs that lick the wounds, man. You ain't out here trying to advocate for our freedom. You're helping keep us oppressed, man. Sure. The Lord's going to judge you for that shit.
Hey, the scriptures say they poured their affliction.
Exactly.
I got one real brief. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my words until the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule over them with a rod of iron. And as a vessel of a potter shall they be broken into shivers, even as I received of my Father. So it's our inheritance to have you heathens as slaves. Man.
It's in the law.
It's in the law. And we went over. It's in the law, as the elders going into, that you was literally born on earth to be subjects to the Israelites.
Get that Leviticus 25, verse 44. Go ahead,
This is Revelation 13 and 10. Further add to the proof. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. The devils know y'all led us into captivity. All y'all know that. Everybody on this planet know that. So y'all gonna go into captivity.
Right.
Right, and not just Esau, all the other nations. We've been led into captivity by you others. All right, I'll talk about the Dutch slave trade, the Arab slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade. You know, and then you read the history. Philistines, you know, the Canaanites, you know, the Moabites, Ammonites, they all put us in captivity at one point or another, man. Right. You know, so all you gonna get led in captivity as well.
That's right.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. All these, like I say, all these nations that over time, these captivities killed us with the sword, y'all gonna be killed with the sword.
Right? Yeah.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, who are the saints of Israel. This is what we waiting on. So the hell with reparations, right? The hell with being equal. 40 acres in a mule. All right, we waiting for what the Lord has in store, man. Yeah. Okay? Nations got to pay. That's why even today, what is Esau trying to do? He's trying to erase the history. Right. He's trying to tell you that critical race theory, that slavery wasn't as bad as it's being put out there. Yeah. We came over here willingly. You trying to change up the textbooks. Ultimately, because why? This devil is guilty, because that's that shameful spewing that's on his glory.
Well, they're trying to say, well, none of you were technically slaves. You didn't have to go. You weren't in the plantation. And we still suffer from it.
Exactly.
Shit, niggas is still being shot every day, B.
Right.
What they say, man, nigga die every day in the hood, bro. And then what, you got majority of the prison system is built out the Israelites. So yeah, we still is in slavery. So
we on these jobs in these plants. We still are on the plantation.
Yeah, walking on that damn concrete all day, man, 10, 12 hours, man. Right. Jake worked literally about 10, 12 hours a day, right? Non-stop.
Yeah. Over 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
The book of Isaiah chapter 14 verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest for thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
And that's why ultimately, what are we out here doing? We're laboring to enter into this rest, which is the kingdom of heaven, man. Right? Well, we're going to rest from this hard labor, man. Right? Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. You know, we built up the kingdom, and we built up this devil's kingdom, and they give no account for our labors, man. You know?
I got one for that later.
Go ahead.
Matthew 11, chapter 28. Come to me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls.
Yeah.
For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Hey, that's what the elder just saying, man. Hey, we're trying to, we're laboring to enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. So we're taking that yoke of Yahweh Shemel Shah and what, doing what, bearing our cross, man. Because we have, hey, what we got to lose on this side, man? We ain't got nothing to gain in this society, man. Everything in society has been an ultimate failure for the Israelites, man. So what more so taking heed unto the Lord, man?
And then when you go deeper into that, the meaning of that scripture, when you go into yoke, because this is what you see as far as among the circumcision. You got guys like IUIC pushing the law. All right, when Yahweh came on the scene, he pretty much, made it to where all we had to do was just have faith in him and believe on him and just do the work. And that's what's going to lead us to us being delivered. But you see, you got the camps trying to make it harder for Jake to come into this thing, man. You got to keep all the laws, which is impossible. Pushing all this stupid shit, man. Not saying the law is stupid, but we know the main thing is just having faith in the Lord and doing the work, man. That's right.
This book of Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased?
Right, and that's the proverb really going into the destruction. Mm-hmm. It's being made plainly and declared to Esau that his kingdom is going to fall. There's no revive in America, man. He can't save this place. See, that's the proverb that's going out.
It's too far gone, as we always see, man. America is done. Like we were just speaking on with like the brother said up here with the other brothers, man. The own Edomites know it's done, man. It just went because it went too far, man.
Look what's being pushed here.
Yeah.
The morality of Babylon is through. And history always shows forth when society gets to this point and lets you know that the society is about to collapse. Yep. History always repeats itself.
That's right.
Verse 5. Isaiah 14 and 5. The Lord Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Right, which is the power. He's broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers. That represents power. The Lord has broken the power of the wicked. Read on.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger.
Right, what is the continual stroke? Wars,
Yep.
right, sanctions, all right, theft of resources, infiltration, debt, setting up puppet leaders in these nations.
Lost philosophy that pushed
Come on, man.
Yep.
It was a continual stroke. He didn't stop.
Still.
make the knee or die.
That's it. Go ahead, Al.
He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
Right, and this is going to happen when ultimately Babylon is taken down. The whole world is going to be at rest. It's going to be quiet. It's going to be peace and tranquility. That's what we're waiting on. That's what the earth is waiting on. Read on.
They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us.
Right, right. A fella is going back to a lumberjack, man, a tree cutter. The nations are regarded as trees. So this man is responsible for cutting down nations, man. So when he's taken out of power, that's when the earth is going to rejoice and sing and praise.
That's also, literally too, because the trees actually have a spirit in them, man. And that deforestation is Esau attacking the earth itself. So when he falls, the actual trees are going to make a sing to you how about you as well.
Isaiah 14 and 9. Hail from a neat is moved from thee to meet thee. At thy coming, it stirred up the dead from thee, even all the chief ones of the earth.
Right, which is the heathen nations, man. And the Lord is putting that spirit of war amongst the nations, man. He's stirring up the dead.
See what Ham doing. Ham ain't trying to hear that shit.
Right. Hey, you got Africa aligning with Russia.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if y'all seen the video, but it's actually like a highway, and they have a cross for every Edomite farmer that's been killed since like 2018, and that shit is miles long.
Oh, shit.
And it's crosses on both sides of the road going just miles.
Damn. That's it. That show you, hey, the nations are fed up.
They're tired, man. They're tired. What more so the Lord, man?
Right.
The Lord is tired of this shit,
Them
man.
things put the spirit on these nations to come against Babylon.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Even all the chief ones of the earth, he had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Yeah, see? That's the spirit of the world. Joel, get that in Joel, the 3rd chapter. Right? Call up the mighty one. Get that real quick. Because we in the season finale of this bitch.
Series
Yeah,
finale.
the series finale. This shit is done.
Yeah, he ain't getting renewed.
Yeah, ain't no.
It's it.
This is it
It's
right
it,
here,
bro.
man.
That's right. The music number is playing is loud now.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So all these things are playing out to determine the end, man.
Yep.
But only the elect can see it. Go ahead.
You want Joel 3:9?
Yeah, 3 and 9.
Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
Yep.
Let all the men of war draw near.
Yeah, so that's the Lord stirring up the dead, the chief ones of the earth, as we read. Read on.
It says, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords.
Yep.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
Yep.
Let the weak say I'm strong.
Yeah, let the weak say I'm strong. The nations are ready for war.
Yeah, you see what is it, Niger?
Yep.
Niger ain't playing that shit. They already said, hey, they done took the coup. They done went in there and got them took and signing with Russia. They don't give a fuck what's going on with Europe. They like, hell no. You ain't getting our natural resources. We're gonna help Russia with our natural resources because it's gonna benefit us and our nation. Because what did they do? Europe doing? They give it to France. And France is doing what? France be oppressing the people, man.
Right,
They don't give a damn about them heathen over there, man.
Right. Hold where you at. We gonna read that. Go to Ezekiel 38 because he said that Gog and Magog was gonna be a guard unto the nations.
Yep.
Yeah. No, just go straight to where it says it should be a guard unto them. Libya. It goes. It lists the nations. Persia.
One more. Okay, I got you. This is Ezekiel 38, and I'm gonna start at verse. You might as well start at 1.
Oh yeah, you got it, brother.
It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog,
Yep.
the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal,
Right. And this is dealing with the land of Russia.
Yep.
Go ahead.
and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemi Awashah, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Yep.
I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor.
Right, because Russia is a force now.
Yes.
Back into that Soviet Union spirit, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
As it says, the Lord said he's against Gog and Magog, because the Lord is stirring you up, that doesn't mean that Russia's about to be the next
Exactly.
power. It's still Edomites.
It's still Edomites. And the Lord's going to use these two Edomite countries to take each other down. That's going to be the end of Esau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Satan rises against Satan.
It says, even a great company with bucklers and shields and all of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya.
See, Persia, Iran, Ethiopia, we talking about Africa and whatnot. Libya, that's in Africa too.
Yep, same continent.
Go ahead.
With them, all of them with shield and helmet.
With them, right?
The military force, because we've been going in for years, how Ham, Russia, and China all been doing joint military drills. They've been doing this shit. They're already making themselves ready, man. They're just waiting on, they really in the spirit, they just waiting on Russia to rouse them up so they can be prepared to go to war with these beasts, man.
Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah
Which is Turkey.
of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee.
Yep.
It says, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee,
That's all those alliances that are
Yep.
being made with Russia.
Yep.
Go ahead.
and be thou a guard unto them.
Be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is a guard, a shield unto these nations, man. Right?
Supplying them with military weapons,
The nuclear aid, all of that.
Everything that Russia has, they've been giving it to these other nations, man.
Right. Iran.
Yep.
Iran supplies the uranium,
Yep.
which they gave to China and Russia to have a more advancement in the nuclear technology.
Yep.
See?
Showing that Iranian shit, that's just smoke and mirrors, man. Russia been took that shit down, man. They getting ready for the real war, man. That's what EU and the NATO going against the BRICS nations, man. It's gonna lead to World War III.
That's it.
That's what you're seeing taking place, like the elder Ariel was saying last night. Another algorithm. This is the Lord's algorithm with the wars and rumors of wars being stirred up, man. Because people hear the wars and rumors of wars, but they think that shit gonna die down. No, it's just gonna get worse and worse, man. Right. The Lord is stirring this thing up, man. That's right.
Speaking of these other nations rising up, what happened to the United States? The United States was in control once upon a time. Everybody was afraid of it. This is the book of Jeremiah 50, 22. See, a sound of battle is in the land, and there's great destruction. See, that sound of battle is in the land now. These nations, man, they're rising up against America. They ain't afraid of America anymore. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? how Babylon become a desolation among the nations.
Yep.
At one time, the United States was hammered. Everybody's afraid of the United States. Even Russia.
Right.
So why have y'all become desolate? How y'all become broke? Because, you know, it's time for y'all to go, man.
Right. And that really started with, you know, the spirit why this Oppenheimer movie, you know, is out right now, because the main reason why Babylon was feared because they had that atomic bomb back then. Pretty much that was the greatest weapon that the world had seen at that time, man. And so as the advancements became, you know, more prevalent for the wars going forward, you had the atomic bomb, which really started as the uranium bomb, which then upgraded to the atomic, upgraded to the hydrogen to what we see the nuclear missiles today.
Yep.
And the reason why the hammer is being broken because now the other nations have capabilities that rival and some of them far surpass what Babylon has. And nobody fears America anymore, man.
Yep.
This book Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Yep.
Art thou become like unto us?
Right. The battleground is even. It's even playing field now,
You
man.
got nukes, I got nukes.
Right.
And
We all got nukes.
Hey, we got more allies.
And that's what the bar was saying last week. You got that where it's like the niggas all pointing, it's like the triangle, they all pointing at each other.
Let's get stand
Yeah,
up.
we all gonna die. Shit, fuck
That's
it.
it.
That's what he said. That's what Russia said.
Yeah.
What Russia saying. I don't see a world without Russia.
Yeah.
So they like, fuck it, you shoot them, we gonna shoot them right over
And
there.
he said, a world without Russia, then why does the world need to exist? So these nations, that's the mindset of these nations, man.
Yep.
If we can't exist, nobody exists. Everybody got to go. That's why Putin said there's no victor in nuclear war.
But that shows you that's the devil, because the whole process even start that. Who would think of a weapon that can literally destroy the world? That's only the devil, man. Which you know those the Lord put the spirit on to do it.
Yep.
But still,
Right.
why would you even play with a weapon that has the capacity to do that?
Because he's the son of perdition.
See?
That's his spirit.
Yeah, line of the Revelation.
Going back to Cain, with the Quayon, with the traveling weapon, and the ultimate form of that traveling weapon is the nukes.
That's
From one side of the world to the other side.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Yeah, all of your pride, man. All that puffed up shit is all being brought down, man. Right? Even your common Edomites amongst society know that this shit is done, man. Right?
They got their hands up high like
Nah.
they used to.
That's like I said, you seeing videos coming out and Esau is just pretty much crying like, yo, America's done.
Right.
Can't afford to live. What was the white woman complaining that her son went to college and still staying there? He wasn't meant to be staying there.
on his own.
And then he can't afford to leave, but she can't even afford for him to stay there.
But then you got the government, they seen the government turned on them, so it's literally their everything about their beloved country was done with.
Yes.
That pomp, let me go get he said, Obadiah 1 and 3. Pomp is the pride. The pride of thy heart, let's say, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock.
Esau, cavemen, they claim their heritage. They said they're Caucasian. Caucasian goes back to the Caucasus Mountains.
And everywhere they live, everywhere they are on the planet Earth, their whole architect and foundation is modeled after Mount Seir, Petra. Right? Them same carvings in those caves of those rocks looks just like the cities throughout the world.
That's where skyscrapers come from.
Yeah, it looked just like the Greco-Roman Empire, man.
Right.
Just like the elder said, all these empires, that's how you know who was in position of rulership.
That's what we said, the skyscrapers, because Esau constantly built high-ass buildings to dwell in, man.
Right, but those cities go back to Cain, Genesis the 4th chapter.
Yep.
Cain was the first to build cities.
Yep.
Right? And these are the descendants of Cain. Showing you that these are the same people, man.
Yep.
Go to Washington D.C. Go down to downtown Washington D.C. And you take a look at the White House and all the monuments down there. Right, that's Petra all day, man.
Even the way that he architected with the streets and
Yep.
shit, the way it's designed with people.
Yeah.
That's Esau, man. Fucking devil, man.
If they don't know what Petra looked like, go check out the Indiana Jones movie. I think it's the second one, him and his father. At the end of the movie, they riding down that canyon. That temple is built in the rock. That's Petra. That's where these devils are originally from. The pride of thy heart, Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, O thou dwellest in the cliffs of the rock,
Right.
whose habitation is high.
Yep.
They said in his heart, who shall bring me down? Right.
Right, that's the pride of his heart, man. Because they think right now, because of the technology that they possess, which was given to them by the Most High, that they're actually going to defeat the Most High.
He said that he made a bomb. I have become as death. See? That nigga proud to look. I can destroy the world. I mean, I can go to war with the Most High, and I can win. But you forgot. Nigga, you biting the hand that fed you, the Spirit will give you that technology, man.
Exactly.
I have created the smith that blows the coals, man.
Isaiah 14:10-11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and thy noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Yeah, the worms is what? Decomposing. You know, the infrastructure is fading away. It's corroding, man. The worms cover thee, man. The worms cover this damn place, man. Everything about it, man. The morality, all that, the economy.
The infrastructure.
Everything is done.
The infrastructure is literally imploding on itself, man.
Buildings collapsing.
Buildings.
Buildings collapsing,
Bridges
yeah.
falling
Bridges,
down, cracks all in
Highways coming off and shit.
potholes and shit.
Detroit.
Right.
That bridge fell
I
in
think it was in
Detroit.
Philly, right?
One of them,
It was one of them that it was all a bunch of women built it. That shit broke.
Come on, man.
There was
I knew that
I think
shit
it was, I can't remember what it was. They was in there. I think it was Ishmael. They was in this place. The whole floor collapsed.
Yeah, I seen that.
In Miami, remember that
Yeah,
apartment?
apartment.
Right.
Yep. Not that whole shit.
Sinkholes.
Oh, it's done.
It's over.
Even within far as the piping system that shit through. These piping shit's been sitting around for years, man. Rust and mold in that shit.
And you drinking that stuff out.
You drinking that shit.
Then you got the niggas that's on all these medicines and shit using the bathroom. Them chemicals never leave the water too, bro.
Exactly. Yes. So just like Rome, man. Rome had the same situation play out before its fall, man. Right? The infrastructure, everything. Because remember, all the money that they had, it was being put into the military, just like now. Another $345 million in aid to Taiwan. Before that, you had what, another $400 million
for Iran,
for Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Where's
Right?
the money coming from?
Where's all exactly?
Yeah, they had a glitch. Remember they said they had a glitch in the system for $3 billion.
That's all your tax dollars, man.
Yeah.
Social Security, all that shit is going
Right.
to Ukraine and Taiwan, man.
Yeah.
Right. So this is done, man.
Devaluing the denario just like Rome, watering it down. The money is nothing. Don't mean shit. You people walk around with this goddamn funny money, thinking you got some. Yeah, I'll use it. It don't mean shit.
The bread and circus don't work no more.
That's why you brought out that video you sent earlier this week, right? That's why they throwing these athletes these big ass contracts.
Contracts, 200 million, 300
Jalen Brown
million.
got that big ass. Anthony Davis got that contract. All this money that just for nothing.
Right.
These niggas they haven't even earned this shit. Anthony Davis can't even play fucking 3 games in a row without getting hurt, man. What video?
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
weirdo
that's
shit.
Jalen Green.
Yeah.
Jalen Green.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah.
But that dumb nigga Jalen Brown talking about he gonna build Black Wall Street. Fucking high.
That's why you got caught a nigga every time you go to the stadium.
Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Right. So Esau, going back to Lucifer, because when you look up Lucifer here in this verse, it goes back to the king of Babylon. Man. The king of Babylon today is the Edomite, the modern day Pharaoh or whatnot. So right now he's fallen from heaven. He's fallen from his power. Fast. Go ahead.
How art thou cut down to the ground,
Yep.
which didst weaken the nations?
Which did his weaken the nations. He's responsible for destroying the nations. Babylon is the hammer of the earth. Go ahead.
Isaiah 14:13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
Yeah, the stars of the Most High are the Israelites, the 12 tribes. Right? Go ahead.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Right, so here in North America, we're still in slavery under Esau. He's still ruling over us in the sides of the north. Go ahead.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
Yep.
I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
Right, because hey, right now is we're in the time of what the WEF exalting their dominance, the Great Reset, the Fourth Industrial Age is basically the New World Order. So in his mind, in his heart, he thinks he's God. He's about to defeat the Most High.
Because to prove that, who elected these niggas to bring out all these things that they're saying they're trying to bring?
Come on, man.
Nobody even knows who these people are. Well, the average people don't know who they are, but then they're the ones giving out all the rules on how the war's about to go.
Right.
And who can stop them?
Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
That's right.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made all the earth to tremble, that did shake his kingdoms?
Right, and that's what they're going to say when this devil falls. This was the man that was causing all the fucking chaos and turmoil in the earth.
Yeah. Mr. Burns?
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Burns.
This nigga was oppressing nations. Right? It was him.
Evil ass devils.
Right? Because we're in the time now, pursue, get that in Job, where it tells you that he should be chased out of the world, Job 18. Right? Because right now his card is being pulled, he's being revealed as the son of perdition. All right? The world is beginning to acknowledge that he's the source of every problem on the planet Earth.
That's like the dude that told Matt Walsh, he was like, there's all the problems, and it always goes back to some Steen or Goldberg or whatever ish name they call themselves, man. They're the root of all the problems.
Boulevard?
That's why you have, they came out recently said that calling out the world globalists is now labeled anti-Sem.
Right.
Why is that?
Exactly. He needs these laws and legislations put in place to cover his ass.
But you know what's so crazy? In Oppenheimer, it shows you that too. Because when they were trying to get the permission to start building the bomb, they was like, what can we do to wall up here? Use anti-Sem to our advantage.
They said it in the movie?
They said it in the movie, bro.
Come on, man.
Like you said, all the ones that was working on the bomb were all ish people.
Damn.
Everybody
That's that get out of jail free
Yeah,
card.
we
man.
can use anti-Sem.
Yeah.
And they did it.
Right. Because Albert Einstein and J. Oppenheimer, they were all 48ers.
Because, see, with the Soviet Union, when they shot off that uranium bomb, they was like, well, we can use anti-Sem to our advantage because that's going to give us the ability to be able to move forward with this, because that was during the time when Germany was pretty much, going through that shit with Hitler. Right. We got to use it to our advantage because we don't want to get wiped out. These niggas is telling 2023 has been a heavy year for these devils exposing themselves.
Yeah. Hey, the scripture says his own tongue shall fall upon himself, man. We're in a time where what Esau would be made bare.
Hey, man, Sound of Freedom, showing the damn pedo movement. You got They Clone Tyrone, let you know what they're doing to Jake. And this Oppenheimer movie, man. So it's been a heavy year so far, man. There's another movie too, I can't think of the name of it, but they pretty much go into how they manifest the demons on people, man.
Right. Yeah, give me that.
It's the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 18. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world.
And chased out of the world. Esau is beginning to be chased out of the world, man. He is the root and cause of every problem in the earth. From the air, from the water, to the food, all right, to the dysfunction of the world, right?
What a problem.
Yeah.
Verse 19. It says, he shall neither have son or nephew among his people, or any remainings in his dwelling.
Right, and nor any remainings in his dwelling, because the Lord is going to cut the seed of Esau off. Yeah. Read a little bit more.
And it says, and they that come after him shall be astonished at his day.
Exactly.
As they that went before were affrighted.
Go ahead.
Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh.
Right, so this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh by Shemal Shai, which is total, utter destruction. Go ahead. That was it. Khan, let me go back to that.
Nahum 3 and 5. Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord Yahweh by Shemal Shai of hosts, the Lord of armies. And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
All right, so what are we finding out about these Edomites in these last days? We found out that you the EDOs, you sacrificing kids, you drinking blood. We find out that you didn't put poison all in the damn tap water systems, right? The air.
Food. The Second Thessalonians, the time of the Mr. Iniquity be revealed. Right. You're being revealed at your time.
Man, the sin has been exposed.
Right. Yeah.
All-time high. So you can't see this man's the devil by now. Just from an average nigga standpoint, from these movies, you can't see this man.
Right.
The most high just blinded.
Nigga woman at the job. She said, oh, I seen that movie. They cloned Tyrone. First thing she said, oh, it was very comical. I said, God damn.
Surface level.
I said, you ain't get none of that. In my head, I'm like, you ain't get none of that?
Of course not.
I'm still like, God damn, this
I
nigga's
knew
through.
it was calcified, man.
This shit crazy, man.
Too much made potato chip, man.
Right. Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee
Right.
and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble,
Yeah, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? Go ahead.
that did shake kingdoms,
Yeah, that did shake kingdoms. Go ahead.
that made the world as a wilderness?
That made the world into a wilderness, man.
Yeah.
He's the one that's responsible.
Yeah.
The world is a wilderness under the hand of the wicked, man.
Yep.
Right? Proverbs 29 and 2.
Yep.
All right, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn.
Yep. Thanks for pointing out.
Everything is crying out. That's why pursuing the Romans, the 8th chapter, all of the Lord's creation is waiting for the sons of God to be put back.
But really, everybody's waiting on the Most High to take back that power from Esau. Because what is he about the power the Lord has given him? He's nobody.
Yeah.
Because he can't. He's not a true warrior. He can't fight hand to hand. He's weak.
Right.
This nigga, when all that is taken from him, he's literally just gonna be that base man.
Without his sword.
Yeah.
Without his blessing, he's nothing. You
That's
know?
why the scriptures say you gonna live by that sword, you're gonna die by it, man.
Right.
Esau's gonna die by it.
Hey, even when Esau came over here to the Americas to conquer the northern kingdom, he was still getting his ass handled.
Oh yeah. He
But
could've-
it was the will of the Lord that the northern kingdom went down.
right. Because Reuben was the main one. That's why you never hear them bring up the Florida Seminole Wars, man. Reuben was fucking them up.
Right. Them Levites too.
Yeah, that's why they hit Hades to this day and still looked at to where the niggas try to come over here. They push that little boat back in the water.
Right.
I got one for you. Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red,
Right.
and power was given to him
Yep.
that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there should be given to him a great sword. Hey, so that, you just read, the power of the blessing of the sword was given unto this damn devil, man. That's why he has the whole world in a state of perpetual languish, man. It's through. Everything's dying under this devil, man. But the Most High ordained Esau from going back to the time of Genesis to have this position of rulership.
It says to kill one another because, like the point you brought up yesterday with that, this nigga created the greatest weapon that he could ever make to kill his own people. He didn't do this shit to fight another nation. He did this shit to himself.
Yeah.
You know, because the biggest wars is fought between Edomite families.
Yep.
It's been like that from the beginning.
Right. Yep.
Those years, you got the one, Spain, French, they were all fighting against the British. They were all fighting against each other.
And even so-called American Britain.
Oh, watch out.
Yeah, say it was Reuben was putting hell on Esau and Hades. And Hades was putting hell on Esau. It wasn't time for Esau to fall back. Genesis 4:15. And the Lord said to him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken upon him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, and as any find him should kill him.
Yeah, that mark is going back to leprosy. Right? The Lord stripped his pigmentation. Okay?
Most High put this devil in rulership, and he's gonna be the one to take him out. Ain't nobody gonna come up against this devil. Ain't nobody ever have. That's why. This is the book of Isaiah.
Because he had to fulfill his appointed time to rule the planet.
Right.
And we're in a time of his appointed time that's expired now. Right?
Isaiah 14 and 17. That made the world as a wilderness.
I got a quick precept to add to that because look, things are going off of the Most High's plan. Like you said, Esau still had more to do. That's why the Lord didn't allow him to get taken down. This is Genesis 15 and 16. It says, but in the fourth generation, they shall come hither, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. Because during this time of history, the Most High still had, the Amorites pretty much, going through what they were going through because it wasn't time for them to get taken down. So you can equate that to Esau now, because the Most High still has things that Esau has to do before he's taken out of power.
This 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity do already work.
Right, the mystery of iniquity is Esau, the Edomite. Go ahead.
Only he who now will let until be taken out of the way.
Right, so that's the reason why, as the brother brought out that Genesis was 4 and 5?
4 and 15.
4 and 15. It wasn't time for Esau to be taken down. Right? He had an appointed time to rule until he be taken out of the way. So he had to fulfill that left hand. He had to perpetuate all of this wickedness in the earth until it was time for the Lord to remove him out of the way. See?
It'll say that when you go down.
And it says, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Yep.
and destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yes, because when Yahushua comes, he's coming to physically take this man out of the power seat, man. Isaiah 47:3. Think not, I come not to, how's it go? I come not to meet thee as a man. You know, Yahushua is coming back in his majesty and his angelic power.
Right.
You know,
that's why when Yahushua come back, he's gonna have many crowns, man, because he's gonna dethrone everybody.
Right. He says he's coming to conquer and coming to conquer.
Yeah.
You know, to smite and conquer.
One of the head of the kings of the earth.
That's right.
Verse 9, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the brightness of Satan, without power, it said working of Satan, without power and signs and lying wonders.
Yeah. So that's the power he's coming with. He's coming with the power of Satan. He's coming full force with the left hand.
Yep.
Right? Going back to what you read earlier, Revelation 6:4, it said that that horse that was red, power was given to him to take peace from the earth, that people should kill one another, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And that shows you he's a wicked, because that's the same thing you read in Job 9:24. It said the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. So the Most High gave the wicked Esau, Edom, appointed time to rule.
Yeah, this is his time.
Yeah.
Some of that power, going into that and the ability to control the food supply, things like that. That's what's going to cause people to kill each other, man.
Right.
Yep.
When a lack of food, because they had an article come out, pull it up real quick. It said that, show you that famine is fastly approaching. It says there may not be enough food for everybody in 2023. To let you know, because hey, all those plants that went up in flames, all those farmers that were forced to burn their crops and their animals, all right, things like that. Jake doesn't think that that's going to be a consequence later on. So all that was done because when you look at how things are used, they're used, the reserves from the past year are used first. And then you start going into the reserve that was planted for that year that's coming up. So we're pretty much exhausted the uses of the stuff that we already had already.
Right.
So going into the future, 8 months left. Esau pretty much either hoard it to itself or get rid of it.
And that's what he's really doing, because around when the scandemic was going on, that's all the UN kept talking about, man. They was talking about a famine of food coming.
And what was the main catalyst of that being brought to pass when Bill Gates was going around buying up all the farmland, and now he's the owner of all the farmland here in America. Yep. He has his own crops that he pretty much is putting the juice inside of, man.
Yep.
So when we eating this shit, we definitely got to purge our food now, because he got the juicy juice in this shit now.
Yep. Monsanto, you can't forget about them. They're in the lab cooking up these GMOs. So everything, like Brother Pre said, we're through, man.
Everything has been brought to turmoil on the earth, man.
Yep.
And then now you got them saying that it's going to be another pandemic that's about to take place in the next coming year.
Right. Red meat, shit like that too. They said the ticks. They said the ticks been biting the red meat. I don't know if brother seen that. They said they've been biting the red meat, which is causing pestilence. I think they showed some guy that swole up off of that shit, man. So they're scaring the people on the goddamn meat.
They say that with the ticks, they say if they bite you, it'll make you become allergic to meat too.
Yeah, that's the place.
Scientific engineering ticks. Ticks been around forever. They've been biting cattle. We didn't get nothing from it. Why now? Isaiah 14 and 16, I'm going to read it again because I like it. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Yeah.
That did shake his kingdom?
That rocked the world, that destroyed the earth, basically. Go ahead.
That made the world as a wilderness?
That made the world as a wilderness through his wars, right? His biological warfare, right? Go ahead.
Deforestation?
Yep.
You name it. Strip mining. And destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners?
That opened out the house of the prisoners. Who the prisoners? Jacob. Right? This whole captivity was set up off the enslavement of the Israelites, man. Right? Jeremiah, 50 and 33, right? Get that real quick. Because we are the prisoners. You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. It said, but this is a people robbed and spoiled.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled. Who is the people? The Israelites. So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics. This is a people robbed and spoiled. Go ahead.
It says they are all of them snared in holes.
They are all snared in holes.
And it says, and they are hid in prison houses.
Right. And see, the holes going back to the pit. America's the pit. We're in the system, and we're snared and robbed. What have we been robbed from? Our identity, our heritage. Right? All of them are snared in holes. And what else?
And it says, they are for a prey and none delivered.
Right, they are for a prey and none delivered. There's no situation to get Jake out of this captivity, man. The only deliverance is Yahushua, man. There ain't no political movements, there's no marching, no protesting, no reparations or none of that. Right? That would be the condition that the Israelites would be in. Go ahead.
It says, for a spoil and none saith restore.
And none saith restore. So there ain't nobody fighting for your cause. Right? Because the ones that they do present before you with the black and brown faces, those are all sellouts, man.
Goddamn
Gatekeepers, man. Black Boule, all them niggas was set up to keep Jake pacified, man.
Remember, going back a little bit with Hoover, right?
Right.
Black Messiah Project, it was like there will never be another black leader unless they make one.
Unless they create one. So all these niggas that they be throwing in Jake's face, hey, that's all, they all compromised, man. That's all set up.
I got one for you. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Yeah, exactly. Whose possessors? Who are the possessors? The Edomites. Whose possessors slay them, the Israelites, and hold themselves not guilty, man. That's why there ain't no justice and no peace for Jake, man. Right? Esau be killing Jake on camera. These days, everything's on fucking camera.
Ain't he right the pile to shoot a nigga. They're like, oh, he had a gun. Nigga just don't have nothing, and he's justified.
Stop resisting.
Right.
Who you gonna believe me? You gonna believe me or your lying eye?
Right, come on, man.
Like, man, what the fuck?
Nigga had a gun, but he was handcuffed.
That's like what's the name? Oscar Grant. They had the movie Fruitvale Station.
Yeah.
This nigga handcuffed with a bullet in his back. Come on, to stop resisting.
Come on, man.
Running away, I fear for my life.
That
That shoot you in the back.
Shoot you in the back.
That movie pissed me off.
That movie.
That should make you mad.
Read that again.
Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Right, so that's the system.
Yep.
Right? Jake could get jammed up on some bullshit, and the system is set up to destroy Jake.
Another example, it's a show, I forget the name of it, but the nigga that had the scar on his face playing the white, I forget his name. But he had a show on Vice where he was going around exposing like shit on the black market, and he was going into like the whole thing with how you can manipulate the streaming numbers for the music. Now Esau does this shit all day. Jake figured out how to fucking, flip it for himself. That nigga got like 10 years off that shit, man.
And it says, and they that selleth them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Right, going back to slavery, man.
Yep.
Amalek, Esau made trillions off of slavery, man. And you talking about over, 300, 400 years of free labor, man. Right? They got rich. Right. That's where Wall Street came from.
Yep.
You know? These banks and all of that, man. They made a killing off Jake, man.
As soon as that came off the boat. That whole, even off the right there to Wall Street, that was the slave auction right there. Where it come out, that was a slave auction.
What's that in Virginia, the port?
Ports? Yeah.
Jamestown?
Yeah. They were selling Jake right there. Now they got banks and investments, places and stocks and shit.
Johnson & Johnson.
Right. Yeah.
Barclays Center.
It says, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
And your own shepherds pity you not. Going back to what? The leadership amongst Jake.
Yep.
Right? All your civil rights activists, all your pastors and all of that.
Al Sharpton.
Yeah, your Al Sharptons, your Jesse Jacksons, all that, man. All these damn Sambo niggas, man.
Yep.
Right?
And Jake's so stupid. They'll see pictures with Martin Luther King, but they never ask, why is Martin Luther King a nigga with the Rothschild, man, with a Rockefeller, man? How he get up there in a position like that, man? Because these niggas is bought paid for, man. They're rubbing elbows with the leaders of the world, man. How the hell he get up there like that, man?
Black Boule niggas.
Because he's doing the agenda of this goddamn devil, man. Keeping you niggas pacified and shit, man.
Yeah, that's what the Boule was for.
Yep.
To keep Jake pacified and keep him, in line and stuck in the system, man.
You see that on a low level, would you see these niggas like Meek Mill and James Harden partying with niggas like Michael Rubin and what's up to do with the Patriots, Robert Kraft?
Yeah.
Why is that? And then you had the video come out with Meek Mill recently saying that the rappers are paid to rap ignorant, and pretty much, traffic the minds of our
Exactly.
people.
You a pawn. These rap niggas are nothing but pawns, man. Yeah. Hey, Meek Mill ass was over there in
Dubai?
somewhere in, I think it might have been Israel or somewhere. They had him go see the Holocaust.
Yeah,
he had to go see
that.
that.
He had to go see that.
So you know that guy's compromised.
He been
all of them.
He a fruit anyway, man.
Right.
Nigga taking all these gay ass pictures.
Come on, man.
You still want that Jeremiah 50?
Bring it out.
Yeah.
Huh?
This is Jeremiah 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
See that the children of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, the Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, and the children of Judah, which would be what? The so-called Negroes, West Indian, Haitians, and Jamaicans. It says they were oppressed together. Go ahead.
And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
See that? So all that took us captives held us fast and refused to let us go, and that's Esau, man. We're still under the captivity, under the hands of the wicked, man.
How do you know that? The example, that chick, Jane Elliott, she was pretty much like, look, if you truly sorry about what happened to slavery, give all your riches to so-called blacks, start over. Everybody doing it.
Right. See what she say? If you want to be treated like your black your black fellows in America, stand up. Stand up right now. Wouldn't nobody stand up, man. One Edomite girl bugged out and flipped and ran out the classroom, man. And that's how mad she was, man.
But that shows you that there's nobody to fight your cause.
Yep.
Right? Nobody standing for the people, man. We the only ones that standing up, man, giving you the truth, the prophets, man. You know? Go back to that. Did we finish that out?
I
We
had
still
a,
on some more?
I had a preset
Yeah.
real quick.
Go ahead. Because it talked about the pit,
Yep.
the prison.
Hoes.
You know? Give me Isaiah 61.
Fuck it, okay.
Because also part of them pits, not only is this physical captivity, but also those pits and traps is by the way of mind, all right? There's those different doctrines and philosophies, right? Them lies that have our people in captivity.
I got it real
60,
quick. This
60.
is Jeremiah 30 and 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins are increased. So, as the elder was saying, man, none of these nations are helping our plight. All right, you want to fall after these nations, but they don't give a damn about you.
Right.
So it says the Lord has wounded us with a wound of an enemy because we're in this pitiful case because we sinned against him, man.
That's right.
And we'll stay like this until our people repent, man.
It's Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted and to proclaim liberty to the captives.
Yeah, see, that's what we out here, man. To proclaim liberty to the captives. Who are the captives? The Israelites. We're telling our people that, look, liberty is soon to come. The Lord is about to get us out of here.
Yep. The salvation is real to God believe.
That's it. Go ahead.
And it says, in the openings of the prison to them that are bound.
Ooh, you see that? To the openings of the prison to them that are bound. Where are we bound? We're bound to this system.
Yep.
All right? So the Lord is going to come and open the prison. Hey, our release date is around the corner.
Yeah,
Right.
And it's very soon, man.
You know?
We getting out.
This,
getting out.
we about to get out.
Yep.
Isaiah 40. Give me that real quick. We'll go back to the Isaiah 14. You know? Like the Jake. You had a Jake that escaped prison. He had four months left.
Nigga.
He escaped prison. They gave him 40 years.
God damn, nigga.
Damn.
All he had to do was wait
Sit
4
your ass
months.
down. Sit your ass down, bro.
You
Yo,
know?
that's damn, bro. That's stupid.
Which one you want to start with?
Start verse one.
God, 40, bro.
All he had was 4 months
4
left.
months to 40.
He escaped
God.
prison. They gave his ass 20 years.
120 days? Something like that.
That's crazy.
Stupid
Nigga, 10
nigga.
years every month.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, 40 more years of labor out your
God
No.
Damn. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 1. Comfort ye, my people, said the Lord.
All right, and see, how do we comfort our people? Through these words, man. Yahweh Shah, the comforter, man.
No.
The hope. Hey, these scriptures give our people hope. They give our people comfort, man. Right? This is the peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Speak ye comfortably to my Jerusalem, and cry to her that are warfare accomplished.
Right. Read that again for me, out.
It says, speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that our warfare is accomplished.
That her warfare is accomplished, man. That's what we're declaring unto our people, man. You Israelites out there. That your warfare, your captivity, your prison sentence is almost over with. Right?
And it says that your iniquity is pardoned.
Yep.
For she have received the Lord's hand double of all her sins.
And we received double, man. Slavery, genocide,
Man.
captivity, oppression.
You name
right?
Been through it.
But that adds on to what you said. You look at that in a sense of how Israel, that's what Israel has tried to do all throughout these years. We had that point in time of release date. Jake tried to escape into other shit. And the Lord
he tried to liberate himself.
Add the shit on more and more to Jake, man.
Yep. He tried marching, he tried protesting, he tried
Assimilating.
all that, man. You know, the different Black Panther groups, all that, they tried everything, man.
Back to Africa.
Back to Africa, Pan-Africanism.
Yeah, even back to Jerusalem.
Right. None of those doctrines and philosophies helped Jacob.
Made it worse.
Made it
Like
worse.
I said, the Lord added them stripes on even more and more. Like, look, nigga,
You know?
sit your ass down and take these lickings until it's time when I say you getting out.
You tried Islam, you tried being an atheist, called yourself a Christian,
You was a Buddhist,
Buddhist, all that, man. Black consciousness,
Egyptian.
right?
So Lamentations chapter 4, verse 22. It says, Lamentations chapter 4, verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Yeah.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
Yeah.
That's what we're going into, man. Hey, just like the priest said, just take that Lincoln right now, man. Just bury your cross, man. We almost out of here,
Exactly.
man. We see the signs on the wall at the end of Esau's rulership.
Right. Add some more to that. You got some more?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish that. It says,
Baruch, the 4th chapter. You hold that on there.
it says, he will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. Esau, go ahead.
He will discover thy sins.
He will discover thy sins, and we're in a time when Esau's sins are being discovered. Everything, as the brother brought out, the skirt is being lifted up.
Yep.
Right? Baruch 4, and go down to where it says, go down to verse 14, I want to say. No, I'm sorry. Start at verse 20.
Yeah.
Baruch 4 and 20. It says, I started at 19.
Yup.
18.
Yup.
That's what it says. For he that brought these plagues upon you would deliver you from the hand of your enemies.
Right. He that brought these plagues upon you would deliver you from the hands of your enemies. Psalms 97 and 10. The Lord said he was going to deliver us out of the hand of the wicked. Go ahead.
Go thy way, O my children. Go your way, for I am left desolate.
Go ahead.
I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days.
Yep.
Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Lord, and he will deliver you from the power and the hand of the enemy.
Right, and that's what's happening now, man. The Lord's woman is crying out, man. We're crying out to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to be delivered from the hands of our enemies, man. Right, and the Lord is hearing the cries of the saints. Go ahead.
It says, for my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting our Savior.
Keep going.
For I sent you out with mourning and weeping,
Yep.
but the Most High will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever.
Right, we were sent out with mourning and weeping, man. Slavery, man. Captivity scattered amongst the nations. Go ahead.
It says, I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but the Most High will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever.
Right.
Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity,
Yep.
so shall they shortly see your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory
Yep.
and brightness of the everlasting.
Keep going.
My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High.
That's right.
From thine enemy, for thy enemy hath persecuted thee.
Yep.
For shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
Right, so we seeing these things now by what? The corroding of this man's society. How it's literally decaying from the inside out.
Yep.
And then shortly we're gonna see his destruction.
That's right.
Read on.
It says, my delicate ones have gone rough ways
What are the rough ways? Captivity. Slavery.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemy.
And we're taken away as a flock caught of the enemy. Read on.
Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High.
That's right.
For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
Right, so that's the point. We're being remembered right now, man. In the land of their captivities, they should remember themselves, man. That's part of the process, man, of Israel coming back to the power.
Thank upon my holy name.
Come on, man. That's part of the repentance, man, that we would repent and we return back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in spirit and truth.
Yeah, film Ezekiel the 37th chapter.
Right.
Dry bone.
So this is all tied into what of us being released from prison,
Yep.
from the prison house, this captivity, man. Right? So let's go back to that. Do you have any more you want to read it in?
That's good.
One more? All right, then we'll go back to that.
For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Right, so that's the spirit as we've been harping on all week. Now that we've returned back to the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it says seek him 10 times more, meaning go harder.
Yeah.
That's the exhortation that's been going on. Me and Priest was talking about it. The exhortation is that what brothers just go hard, push.
Hey, that's your light shine, man.
Because we about to be delivered, man.
Yeah. Man, I can't tell you. Hey, this, the apprentice, like the brother said, the gates of mercy is closing. So we trying to be within them gates, man. So we can get saved, man.
We trying to get on that ark before the doors close.
Yeah.
Because right now, what we're preparing a spiritual ark.
Yep. Trimming our lamp.
There you go.
Yep.
Making ourselves ready for the bridegroom.
Right. Yep. That's good. Yep.
Go ahead back to that, huh?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
Yep.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people.
Right. Esau is going to be, as the scriptures say, Esau's remembrance is going to be cut off from the earth, man. Go ahead.
The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Yeah, the seed of evildoers should never be renowned, never be respected, regarded. Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children,
Prepare slaughter for his children.
for the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of their forefathers, man. All right, so these Edomites that you see roaming around the planet Earth today, all right, is really the forefathers coming back.
Yep.
You are your father, right?
Yep.
So these are the same spirits back on the earth, man. Right? Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
Right, so you got to pay the tab of your forefathers, which ultimately was you in the first place, man. That bill got to be paid, man. Go ahead.
That they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities, man. And who's done that? The Edomite, man. Everywhere you go, every major country you go around in the planet Earth, it looked like New York City, man.
Yep. Got his philosophy,
Right.
ways, showing you Revelation 18 chapter. These nations that are drunken of the wine.
Right.
Babylon against fornication. They're taking on Esau's ways, man.
Exactly. His way is the standard.
Yep.
That's why in every country you see a damn McDonald's, Taco Bell and shit over there.
Right. Right.
That's why these countries are drunken and mad.
Right.
Because they done drunk of the wine of Babylon the Great.
Right.
And when they changed their customs, their heritage, everything, the cities, the way they live, everything. And they mad, man.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the apostle said, you see the damn nation walk around with the white man clothes, the
Yeah.
white man
Yeah,
haircut, and the white man socks.
Yeah, he said that was funny.
Yeah,
man.
he was like with the Moabite, he said he was afraid of Moabite ladies, just like got
Yeah, white man clothes, all that shit, man. Even leprosy, man, is the standard of beauty in the earth, man.
Right.
All these nations, especially dealing with our nation, man.
Especially Benjamin and Levi,
Right.
man.
Bleaching the skin,
They got
blonde hair.
They got a process where they're literally like scrape the melanin out their skin, man.
Yep, I seen that shit.
That shit
They
disgusting.
sit in this acid, like toxin shit, and then the skin literally, like the brown skin, literally melts off.
It peels off like it's a fucking. I don't even know. That shit
Right.
nasty, man.
You know?
And adding what y'all speaking on. I've been around. I came up in the '60s, and I used to watch, the first black and white TVs, and they show countries around the world. Everybody had their own customs, their own styles. The Arab man had the turbans and all that. The women was covered up, man. You couldn't see them with the damn eyes. And Moab, Ammon, they doing their thing. And all of a sudden, Esau, spread his wickedness. All of a sudden, you start seeing ties, shirts, suits, slacks, women out of order. You see what it is today.
Right. You saw the beginning of
I
that
saw
shit.
the beginning of it. Then you want to they had cities, but it wasn't skyscrapers like this. But like New York City, Chicago, and all that.
Right.
Now, like you say, they got cities all over the planet. You can't tell where the hell you are. So you think, hey, am I in America? No, you in China. You in Russia. Because they all look alike. Dubai.
Dubai, yeah. They said Dubai. That's like the American part of over there in the Middle East. Man. You know, you go to like Abu Dhabi, that's more Ishmael like country type shit. That's why all the Americans when they go over there, they go to Dubai.
Yeah. Commercial and shit.
Yeah, the women, they're covering up. They just gotta wear a little head wrap. They ain't gotta cover their whole body up. That's why you see all them thoughts over there on the damn. Full of their ass out here.
Yeah. Because them philosophies that spread all throughout the world, as the scriptures told us. Go ahead. Any more?
Revelation 14:21. Prepare a slaughter for his children, the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Right, so this shows you that Esau is tied to Babylon, man.
Yep.
He said he would cut off Babylon, the nephew, basically the remnant, man. Right? Because Esau is going to be brought to nothing, as the scriptures say, man.
That's why Apostle to that video about a month or two back going into you gonna go on Google now and type in where is Babylon the Great, it'll tell you America now.
Exactly.
Everybody knows now, man.
Yeah, hey, even with Esau Edom, you go on who is Esau? You say Esau Edom is the European Americans.
Right.
Gotcha.
And that's the vibration from the prophets.
You know, look at that Siri there. The video, Jake asking Siri who's the real Judah instead of black.
Right. I got a quick precept. We just brought it out. I'm gonna bring it out again, because it said that. Read that for me again, Lamont. Verse 23.
This is Isaiah 14:20.
22. I'm
Two.
sorry.
For I will rise up against them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord Yahweh.
Right. So Esau is gonna be completely eradicated. This is Job 18:19. It says, He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings, man. That's genocide, basically, right?
Your whole lineage is gonna be cut off.
He's gonna be cut off.
Yeah.
Get Sirach 41:8 real quick, just to add on to that. We'll finish it out to verse 27 now.
41, 28.
Yeah, Sirach 41:6. I'm sorry.
The book of Sirach 41
6.
and 6. It says the inheritance, I'll go up to 5.
Yep.
It says the children of sinners are abominable children.
Yep.
They that are competent in the dwelling of the ungodly. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach.
Right. So your posterity is basically your lineage, your bloodline.
Get that where it says the wicked will multiply for the sword.
Exactly. So it said, read that again, now.
Sirach 41 and 6. The inheritance of sinners shall fall, shall perish. And
The inheritance of sinners shall perish.
of sinners' children.
Sinners' children shall perish. Go ahead.
And their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach.
Right. So like I said, your posterity is your lineage, your bloodline. It said his posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. Because what the Lord is going to do, he's going to blot out Esau's bloodline, man. He's going to get rid of his lineage, man. Obadiah tells you that the house of Esau was going to become stubble. All right? Any more?
Yep. Verse 8. 7. 8. 7. Children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake.
Right, and that's going on now.
Hell yeah.
These Edomites complaining about what? That wasn't me. That was my forefathers. We ain't got nothing to do with it.
I'm not teaching my kids about
That's the biggest gripe that these Christians have.
Right.
Because they don't want to take responsibility for what their ancestors did. But
Right.
hey, first of all, how did Christianity spread throughout the world? Let's go back to the Crusades. They conquered with the sword, and whoever didn't accept Jesus, they killed.
Exactly.
Brought that shit to the Americas. Gad and the Latino tribe, they didn't want to submit. They got burned at the stake. They got tortured, man.
Right.
So you gonna have to pay for that. We read earlier, Revelation 13, 9 and 10.
Right.
You kill it with the sword, you shall be killed with the sword, man. It's only fair.
Yeah, because these Edomites, they benefit off what? The actions of their forefathers.
the benefits. Everything. The white supremacy, they benefit off this shit.
Because like we said, if you were truly sorry, you would give Jake everything you have and start over. But then you got the underwater cities. That Jake had cities that you killed everybody, that you made a lake out of it. You know, you burned down Jake's shit. Okay, you got a lot to pay for, man. So when we're telling you that retribution is in the Bible, telling you that you reap what you sow, now it's, well, we're all equal. But during the plantation, you was like, look, You niggas ain't got no soul. You need you. We need to give you Jesus, and you have a place in heaven.
Right, you three
Yeah,
first.
yeah,
Right.
and that's why these devils get mad at that so-called Confederate. They were trying to be softly. Yeah, we're taking out all these Confederate soldiers and shit like that. That shit don't mean shit, man.
The
I don't give a damn about
underlying
that shit,
the
man.
underlying reason for
Yeah.
that was to help push the narrative that slavery didn't happen. That's why
Yeah,
they
trying to
did
hide
that.
his damn history, man. Fucking demon.
If he do it good, he do it, but not for himself.
God, precept. Psalm 73 and 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. Again, talk about the damn Edomite. Bring up oppression, bring up slavery. You're not still a slave, are you? That wasn't me. That was a long time ago. Why y'all still complain about it? Get over it.
Like
Watch
that,
your mouth,
like that
boy.
devil Mitch McConnell. He was like, yeah, why would we give you reparations? None of you were slaves. That's why that nigga froze up that damn meeting. Hey, he probably saw a death angel in the back, like Kabasi that picture got the angel doing this.
Like they would say, put that nigga back in the casket.
That nigga literally froze. They had to escort him out.
Yeah.
He had a bottom moment.
That nigga woke up, took his ass off the casket, put that nigga back in there.
Put him back in Pan's Library. That's what they want, man.
If the right person on there, they say y'all is slaves. Yes, we are. Y'all didn't let us go. We still over here slaving for y'all, building y'all cities, work, and y'all factories. Yeah, we still slaves.
He don't think like that.
They don't think like that.
Shit, that's in what Ezekiel, is that Exodus 21 or Ezekiel 21, 16. Let me just bring this up. Job chapter 27, verse 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread.
Right. Most High is still allowing you Edomites to repopulate because, hey, the fire needs firewood, man.
Yeah.
You know, you Edomites are gonna be nothing but fuel for the fire whenever these nuclear missiles touch down, man.
Right.
You know, that's the reason why he's allowing you to still repopulate because you got judgment that's waiting for you, man.
And the scripture says that should be a sacrifice to Baal, man, which represent Esau, man. The Lord was saying, well, rams, goats, all the name of these various animals, but that's symbolic applied to the people, man.
They
That's
can be a
what's coming.
sacrifice.
Yeah, that's what's coming, man.
I'm on all precepts.
And it says, you want the rest of that?
GMS
Verse 15?
all precepts.
It says, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep, man. And that's what's coming, man. Ain't nobody gonna weep when you got them Edomites, man. Hey, nothing good is coming to the so-called white man. The only thing good is coming for Esau is slavery. But that's what you need, man. You need perpetual slavery, man.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 14 and 23. I will also make it possessions for the bittern and pools of water, and I will weep it with the bosom of destruction, with the Lord Yahweh of hosts.
Right. That's going into the nukes. This is going to be a besom of destruction. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 24, the Lord Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as have I thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purpose, so shall it stand.
Right, so basically, this is the will of the Father. And it's not going to be changed. Go ahead.
That I will break the Assyrians in my land, and upon my mountains thread him underfoot.
Yep.
Then shall his yoke depart from off them.
Yeah, exactly, because the modern day Assyrian would be the Edomite, man. And the Lord said that that yoke was going to depart off of us. Right? He was going to bring us out of this captivity. Right? Go ahead.
And his burden depart from off their shoulders.
Yeah, all the hell that we catch in the society, man. Go ahead.
This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth.
Yep.
And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations.
Yep.
For the Lord Yahweh of hosts had purpose, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?
Right, so the point is that there is no there's no turning back. There's no turning back the will of the Lord. The Lord has proposed, and it shall stand. Isaiah 55 and 11. Yep.
Isaiah chapter 46. Ancient times, the things that are not shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
There you go.
This is the pleasure of the Lord. This is the will of the Heavenly Father, man. The Lord is a so everything that you see taking place is ordained from the Heavenly Father.
That's right, man.
Want Isaiah 55?
Yeah, get that real quick.
Isaiah chapter, it said, shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void.
Right.
But it shall accomplish that which I please.
That's right.
It shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent
Right,
it.
so the will of the Lord is going to be accomplished whether you believe that or not, man. And what's the accomplishment of the Lord is that what the Babylon, America, is going to be destroyed by nuclear destruction, right? That He's going to redeem the elect out of the nation of Israel. That's what salvation is for.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
I got one for you.
You got it?
It's Romans chapter 3, verse 3, because, hey, like you said, they believe it or not, right? And that's what you see with a lot of people. They don't really believe what we saying is going to take place, man. Let's see what the Lord says. It says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?
Right.
God forbid.
God forbid.
Let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, thou mightest be justified in thy sins, and mightest overcome when thou art judged, man. So this is ordained through the Heavenly Father, whether you believe it or not, That's why the Lord said what? Let not their incredulity trouble you. Their lack of faith. Don't let their lack of faith trouble us. Because we know the words of Yahweh by Shema Shai is going to have to return to Him void. We see that throughout the history. When you see the history of how the Lord took out these empires, and you read it through the scriptures, and then you read about what's going on with Babylon the Great, what's about to be manifest here in these societies, and how it's lined up, hey, the faith of the word just increases more and more, man.
Yeah. So what makes America any different from all these other ancient empires that had their set time to rule and their set time to fall?
Exactly.
We're in the time of what? Of this revived Roman Empire getting ready to be destroyed.
Yep.
Right? Because hey, as we talked about, all of those former empires that existed, that had power at one point in time, those nations are still here.
Yep.
Right? But we're in the last rule of the heathen nations, man, pursuing the Daniel, get that real quick. Daniel 2, start at 31. Right? We'll wrap with that, you know.
Everybody, hey, there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Like the scriptures.
Every kingdom had its appointed time to rule and its appointed time to fall.
Yep.
Right? Daniel's 2 and 31. Read down to 35.
This is the book of Daniel 2, in verse 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible.
Yeah, so when you look up that statue, according to Daniel, the second chapter, which were those empires that ruled at that time. You can also read about in Daniel the 7th chapter, man, those 4 beasts. Go ahead.
This image's head was of fine gold.
Right, which is the Babylonian Empire, which took down the Assyrians. Right? Nebuchadnezzar or whatnot. Go ahead.
His breast and his arms of silver.
Right, the silver represents the Medo-Persian Empire, man, which took down Babylon. Right? I believe it was, I forgot the year. I want to say it was that Babylon. Bear with me. 539 BC. Go ahead.
His belly and his thighs of brass.
Right, which is the Greeks. Started with Alexander the Greek. Go ahead.
His legs of iron. His feet, part of iron and part of clay.
The iron going back to what? The Roman Empire. And then it said his feet, part iron and part clay, going into what? NATO and the EU.
Yep.
All right, this Roman Empire reincarnated, man.
Yeah, the Treaty of the Rome.
Yep.
Daniel 2 and 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands.
Right. And that represents Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces.
Right, because read that again.
Verse 34, Daniel 2 and 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands.
That's right.
Which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces.
Right, so the feet was made out of iron and clay, which that stone, which is Yahweh Shai, broke into pieces, because the feet, when you go to the statue, the feet is the end of the body.
Yep.
All right, have part iron and part clay, which is this Roman Empire revived. The revival of the Roman Empire, which is being exercised to America, NATO, and the EU. So that's the stone that Yahweh Shai is the stone that's coming to break apart this last part of the system, if you will, this last ruling kingdom. Go ahead.
Verse 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broke into pieces together.
Yep.
And became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors.
Right, which these nations are going to be completely destroyed. And that also shows you that what? Those nations that were listed are still here. Right? Go ahead.
And the wind carried them away.
Which is what? The nuclear destruction. Go ahead.
That no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth.
Right, and that stone which smote the feet of that image became a great mountain. Great mountains represent major governments. So that's dealing with what? The kingdom of heaven. So that stone became a great mountain. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2. Right? Because Yahweh's kingdom is going to be established upon the planet Earth, man.
Michael 4 as well.
Michael, the 4th chapter, man. Jerusalem being the headquarters, the capital. Jerusalem is going to rule the earth, man.
Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Yeah, the mountain of the Lord's house, which is the government, all right, Jerusalem, the kingdom, it said it shall be established on top of all the other mountains, man. Because Jerusalem is going to be the ruling government over the planet Earth for eternity, man.
Yep.
That's what's coming on the earth when Yahushua comes back. Or Isaiah, was it Isaiah 9 and 6? Go
And it
ahead.
says, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because the nations are going to be forced to learn of our ways.
Keep going. And it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Yahweh of Jacob, and he shall teach us of his ways.
Right, because the law, statutes, commandments are going to be the image in the earth.
Yep.
It's going to be the standard.
It's gonna be as likened to this man's fornication. It's gonna be the new way.
Right,
Way-
right.
It's gonna be the way of life. Man.
It's like how you see like these insects are drawn to light. That's how the nation is going to naturally be toward Israel. They're going to be drawn to it. They're going to want to be around it. That's why they're going to give us their children. That give them a reason to come and be amongst
We're
us.
going to have all these substances.
Yep. And you see that on a lower level right now. Cause what do the nations do? They be trying to be like Jake Paul, man. And we got our lowest estate, man. So what more so when we're right with our power? And it says, and he will teach us of his ways, and he will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall forth the law and the word of Yahweh by Shema Shah from Jerusalem.
Yeah, so the law is going to go forth from Jerusalem, the headquarters. Right? Go ahead.
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords and plowshares and spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right, because when we rule, when the Israelites are back in power over the earth, the nations are not going to learn war anymore because we're going to be in power. It's going to be a supernatural government ruling the earth, man.
God,
We're going to be God, so it would be foolish for these nations to come against us.
they ain't going to have no power. It's not going to be no chance of any uprisings or
Right.
rebellions.
No coups.
Yeah, fuck no.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't going to be none of that.
No pride in
And
none of
if
that.
you do, you're going to get smashed.
Right. You know, so that's it. That was it right there. Let me get that Isaiah 9 and 6. We're right.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born,
Yep.
unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his
And
shoulders,
the government shall be upon his shoulders. Who's that? Yahushua. Go ahead.
and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
The Prince of Peace. Go ahead.
Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be no end to the kingdom of heaven, man. Once Yahushua comes and brings the kingdom, that's it. The kingdom will be on earth and it will be forever.
That's right. Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever.
Yep.
The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this.
Right, so this is what's coming. This is what beholds the future. Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, man. Right, so it's the inevitable, man. Esau can't stop or offset the prophecies, man. His ass is grass, man. That's it, man. So yeah, with that, man, and we pray that this camp was edifying, man. All right, and we're at the time of the end. This thing is about to close. Lord willing, man, and we're part of the elect, man. Brothers, keep laboring, keep on believing, man. All right, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakwadash.
A double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught us this truth. A double salutation to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom. Kram Yasharallah.
Kram Yasharallah.
Zabab Ball.